Hi, everyone. I'm sitting down today with Hannah at the Netlify Compose conference. Hannah, we just finished listening to your talk, which I can't play favorites, but it was probably one of my favorites. And I'm really excited to sit down with you today to dive into all things composability. But before we do, I would love to hear more about yourself and your role at Sitecore.
Yeah, sure. So Hannah Gropp at Sitecore. And, I've been there for a couple of years while as we've really been unfolding our own composable journey from a product strategy standpoint, but also, how we're adapting that for our own marketing strategy and how we're evolving our own tech stack. So it's been a pretty exciting path at Sitecore so far.
That's amazing. It is. It's a really exciting time. I mean, maybe at the last year or 2 years, or I'd love your take on this, but composability, although it's been around for a long time, the term and the buzz around it, the excitement has really, I feel like, continued to pick up.
Yes, it absolutely has. And for our team, we've been talking about it, really trying to wrap our heads around what that means, and just start to think differently about our own tech stack so that then we can kind of guide customers that are kind of in the same situation for us. But yeah, there's a lot more energy definitely around composability and really the power and the options that it starts to unlock for customers.
It's so true. And on that note, this is a question I've been asking everyone I've been sitting down with, which is, what comes to mind when you hear composability?
That's a good question. I think from a personal standpoint, witnessing how this, our teams are kind of adapting, it's the flexibility and the agility. It's that, speed and the options that we now have to just, again, think differently about how we were solving problems before and business challenges. So that's one. And then it's kind of this idea of just embracing the potential and the future and giving so many more people in our team this path to modernization and just these career opportunities as well, because it just opened up a whole new world in many ways.
It 100% did. I love that, this path to the future and the opportunities it really unlocks.
Yeah, it's been a fun journey. It feels like we've been doing it for a long time, and in other ways we're just getting started.
Yeah, I can hear you on that. Speaking of future and innovation, what is Sitecore's vision when it comes to enabling builders to use generative AI on your platform?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, with our product strategy, we've tried to take this approach of we are the friendly neighbor in your tech stack. And that extends into AI as well. So we are building AI capabilities into all of our products. But then if a brand, an enterprise, a builder has their own AI capability that their tool that they want to use, we want to be that friendly neighbor to what's already existing or what those preferences are. So, again, giving that flexibility to, help them get up and running quickly with something that's already built in, or, if they have another solution that they want to use to scale, it's certainly an option.
That's great. It sounds like a lot of flexibility and allowing builders to, it just comes back to the future for me when I think about it. Innovate and really build for what's ahead. And sometimes we don't even know what's ahead. The technology is moving so quickly. So the flexibility aspect is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's another interesting angle with the Sitecore tech stack is, it's great for builders, and you really want to embrace that builder community. But it's also great for marketers, and it's just kind of this hybrid world where the technology can serve both of those audiences really well, giving marketers the ability to do what they need to do in the platform, but then that flexibility for the builders as well. It's really kind of the coming together of these kind of two worlds, which has been great for our teams and for a lot of our customers as well.
I think that speaks so highly about Sitecore, because oftentimes when there's a platform that both the marketing team is using and then the developer team, maybe different portions or parts of it, of course, but there's oftentimes, I find there's this, they end up settling like, oh, okay, I guess because the marketing team needs to use it, or I guess because the developer team needs to use it. But with Sitecore, to have both of those, the marketers and developers, really excited about it is really successful, really big win.
Yeah, it definitely is. And for everybody to feel empowered and enabled to move forward is it's a great opportunity.
Speaking of success, I'd love to hear from you a story around composable architecture and a success story that comes to mind with it.
So the one that I'm personally closest to is the one that we've been on at Sitecore. And for us, we really had embraced so much of that traditional kind of monolithic tech stack that Sitecore offered. Definitely using more features than a lot of other brands. So for us, it was this journey of how do we rethink all these capabilities and start to break it down into those key functions that we need for the business. So that transformation alone and getting everyone to understand where we were headed and get them excited about it, that was a lot of fun. It didn't happen overnight, but we kind of brought everybody along on this journey. But where we're seeing really great success is in tackling each of those capabilities one at a time, instead of having to do one big push, one big launch. We're swapping things in and out that work better for our business to get rid of some of the feature overlap that we may have had historically, and just allow us to move faster, take full advantage of new features as they come out, because we now have skills in the team that can pick those up instead of working on upgrading an on-premise solution. So I think for us that success and that momentum that we've seen in this shift to kind of a composable mindset and a composable architecture has been one that I'm really excited about. And it's one of those, like, the sky's the limit. So if we can dream it, we can make it happen.
Yes.
With this new way of working.
That's really great. Hannah, to wrap up this conversation, I've been asking a lot of individuals I'm sitting down with this question around what comes to mind when you hear composable architecture. What's one word that comes to mind?
Great question. Probably optionality for us. It's looking around and figuring out what are the different ways to solve this particular challenge or to achieve this business outcome. And there are a lot of ways you can put different technologies together to achieve that. So just having those options available to us to think different and think creatively about how we're going to move the business forward is probably the one that's probably the most dear to my heart as we're on this journey.
Optionality. I like that. I'm always going to remember that. I feel like some of the answers have been overlapping. This one's unique.
Okay.
So it's good.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah,
it's great
thank
to
you.
connect.